up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. So, I'm building a cart to sell this year. So I've started on it. This ought to be a fast bastard, boy, I'll tell you. So I've really reinforced it. Why? Because you know how people are, right? You know, a lot of the carts that I see today, they're not, they're not built like the old ones. You know, they want twice as much for twice as little, right? So I said, well, I'm going to build a $750 cart. And so I have started it. And I've reinforced this whole rear end. As you can see. I put the smaller wheels on it. I have double rails in the center. So it's really reinforced. And I'm just going to do a stage 1 on this because I think it'll be plenty fast enough to do what it needs to do because of the size dimension of the tires. And when I tell you, whoever buys this better be on their best behavior because these babies are snapbacks. They do not play. I spent some extra time to put them babies in because I know I notice on a lot of them they're cheesy, right? The pedals. I put some beefy old front spindles on. And then what I'm going to do in the front there is I'm going to put a couple of more patches like I did back there. So I reinforced the front of the frame. I reinforced everything. I want it to be a beast. So she ought to rip. She ought to rip. I took one of my hand trucks, and what I'm going to do, took it apart and I put them rails down in the middle because I wanted something to be able to slide, right? And then this will go back here like this. Kind of get an idea of that. I got a seat over there. And then I'll put this stabilizer for the steering wheel, which I've already cut all the stuff for it. I'll put it down once I figure out what the angle is I want once I have it set, you know what I mean? And then figure out how I want to put the seat. I'd like to make it adjustable so that people can adjust it as needed. I'll probably have a few different settings, whole settings for it. I'll make a plate for the bottom of the seat. If you look, there's 4 bolts that go in the bottom, so I'll make a plate for down there and make it so that it can be adjustable. Yeah, it's taken a long time. God, I've got, 5 days on this already. So, a lot more work to do. I don't do it to make a whole lot of money because, man, I'll tell you what, there's a reason why they cost so much, Not just the steel that goes into it. The steel is expensive. But the axle assembly, the brake assembly, the motor and everything, I'll have $750 in just parts and, metal in it. So I really won't be making any money. But I did want to make something cool to sell at my yard sales this year. I'm going to sell one of these, maybe 2. I got another one that I might sell too. And I got a few guitars I'm going to sell, maybe some coins and a couple of watches. I got to buy an excavator. That's what's on the list. I got to buy a mini excavator because I got a lot of work to do. When I mean a lot, I mean a freaking lot. So, and you never know. Maybe I'll decide to buy some land up in Maine. Who knows? Me and Mary talk about it every so often. But, we're getting older. And I think, maybe once her mom's gone, her dad just passed away. So, once her mom's gone, and we've done that, because she lives with us, I just wanted her to have, a happy rest of her life. Have her around family, Then we're going to change tune, because my brother, he's got a girlfriend that he's madly in love with, and he's doing backflips over, So, it won't be but probably a couple years before he leaves, and he finds out what the real world's like. Oh, his paycheck's going. The only thing he has to come home to is a wife, top ramen, and his go-kart. Anyways, I just wanted to show you what I was up to. Yeah, it ought to be pretty good. I'm done with it. It's taking a long time, but it'll give somebody a really good go-kart when it's done. That's for sure. Be a nice ride. But I ain't selling it for less than $750 when I get done, because this thing is going to be a beast. A friend of mine bought a go-kart. I can't remember if it's from eBay or he paid $1,500 for this cart. It looked great, Chinese cart. Looked good. So he's out in the woods, riding along, and he jumped over this mound. It broke right in two. And then he went to weld it, and the metal just burns right through it. Quick, I mean, no matter what the setting is he puts on his welder. He was telling me about it, all pissed off. And then, I guess he got it fixed. He patched it in. He put patches in like this. Those little patches on the side. Them are not patches. Those are reinforcement points. And I guess he put the piston. I guess he blew it up. Put the piston right through the sidewall. And, he's just so upset. Brand new. He paid $15.99 for it. He goes, man, if you didn't live so far away, I would have just had you build one. I would have just came by and got one from you. And I said, well, could build your own. I ain't got the time, So I get it. So I've been working on this. It ought to be quite the go-kart when I get done. Hopefully. Now I know somebody's going to say, well, what about this point here? Well, I'm not done with that yet. I left that open because I got a brake assembly, to put on it still. So, depending on what I do with the brake assembly and how I want to put it in, I figured that I would just jump it up. This here fills that gap on this side, right? And I figured over here will be a plate of some sort to mount the brake mounting kit for the disc brake. So that's what I'm up to anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I like to give myself a little leeway, before I try to finish things off. I've learned that over the years of building them. Like when I built this cart in here. When I built that white cart, because I built this one. When I built this cart, I went with a little wider axle on the back. Now this cart is fast, dude. It'll do 55 miles an hour. This one here has a Wildcat 223 with a stage 3 kit on it. This thing is nasty. It is so fast and it is so strong, right? I got to build a cage for it, but I was my brother was driving it and we was having trouble getting it home, you know. What had happened was the torque converter on it, right? I just put that one on there temporary. The torque converter froze it right up. One of those $100 torque converters or driver pulleys. Froze it right up. Just ate it. So, yeah, it's a beast. It is a whole different ball game, that cart. You gotta man up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, have the armored sack on when you ride that one. This one here, 420, fixed all that. Nasty. I mean, once it hits that mid-range power, forget it. You're launching. It's gone. It does not play. But most of the time I ride this one because, you know, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. You know, all nice shocks in the front and air right on the back. Look, I'm getting old. I don't like it. I'm getting my back all beat up. So, but this one here ought to be pretty nice. It ought to be pretty nice. My brother was like, oh man, that looks long. Well, no. It's just as long as that cart. The difference is it doesn't have a, you know, the cage on it. But yeah, it ought to be pretty nice. It ought to be pretty nice when I get done with it. It'll be beefy, that's for sure. It'll be the beefalo. Ought to run pretty nice. Anyways, I did want to show you what I was up to. Hope you all have a good weekend. I'll probably do a little riding this afternoon myself. And we'll catch you on the next video. Alright guys, take care. God bless. And maybe I need to clean my shop out. Look at this shop. Good gracious me. Look at this. Look at this shop. My shop is stacked. Oh. Look at it. It's just stacked. I got motors. Look at all the motors. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 223. What is that one? That's a Generac 206. 223, brand new 223. This one here is a 212. No, wait a minute. No, that's a 420, and that's a 420, and that's a 439. Duramax. Yeah, it's busy back here. I got a bike back here. I got another electric bike brand new in the box I'm going to sell. I got a 3-wheeler back there. It's crazy. Me and Mama's e-bikes. I mean, I even got stock and tires up there. Look at that. I mean, you got to have all this stuff. I mean, this is just the way it is. You don't have stuff and you want to get into go-karting or anything like that, you better know a lot about a lot. That's all I got to say. You know, people might make it seem easy and sound easy and look easy, but I'm going to tell you, the biggest expense of go-karting is definitely having the tools. I couldn't even tell you how much money's in there. I couldn't even begin to tell you. Look. Race motors up there. I mean, spare cams. I mean, it's crazy. And people say, well, why you got all them tools? Well, I don't need them, but, you know. It's better to have it and not need it. Not have it. But it's crazy. I couldn't even tell you. Probably $70,000 worth of stuff in here. Easy. Am I mad? Nope. Not a bit. I gotta move that though. I gotta make some beams. I'm gonna move that out there. So, my winch. I'm gonna move that. Yeah, this is what it's about, guys. I'm telling you. You know, I know a lot of people tell you about building go-karts and this and that and do this and that, but it's the tools, man. It's the tools. Look at my bolt bins. This is a full bolt bin. All the best of the best. Stainless steel, and good God, there's probably $5,000 worth of nuts and bolts and screws in there. Easy. So, if you're just going to think about getting into go-karting, look, I'm telling you, it's like anything else in life. You better be prepared for it. You really should. You should be prepared for it. And it takes tools and time. And if you don't have the tools and you don't have the time, don't even think about getting into it. Just buy one. Have one of us guys build you one. It's much easier. Now, fixing it, well, you can learn a little things about fixing it. It don't take much. But to build a full go-kart, yeah, save your time. Just have somebody that already knows how to do it. It's less stress. I'm telling you. All right, guys, take care. God bless. It's Pastor Bob. I'm out of here. See ya.